is April 4th, 2024. Okay. In the beginning of the case, in November, December of 18, I met Darlene down at Bob Evans in Belden Village. We go in. There's this 6'5", 6'7", he slunk down guy, white. Looks like a WW wrestler. His thighs were as big as my waist. He's huge. He's like a lumberjack. He's white. He's bald. He had a long red beard and black square glasses. Okay. He's sitting with a crazy blonde lady. And there's that guy, Alex, and 3 other men over in the corner. He said, I sit down behind him, and he goes, I'm Karen's handler. Those are my men. Easy boys. And Alex is like waving at me. Okay. He said he's a big Karen fan. He watches Dave and Karen in bed for hours. He watches her all the time. Okay. She's like, I'm a psychiatrist. She's a nutbag. She's a complete nutbag. Complete nutbag. And a scam. Like yesterday, they had people impersonating people. She actually came up and said, if you, no, I didn't talk to her, but she came up, she tries to tell anybody where Dave beat me on the stairway for not answering my phone. We'll say she hurt herself. She's a nutbag. She's a drug dealer. Okay? So was that guy, and so was out to the Florida group. I had another guy a couple nights ago said, I've never talked to these people. They're supposed to have me saying what? He said, is that what they did to her? He said, how do you think she feels? Huh? Not so funny when it comes home, huh? Like the tape before that I uploaded, told you the other day, I had went and put my stuff in storage. Started putting my stuff in storage. Okay. There was a young blonde girl there, and she was helping me get in the right building. I said, it's really nice of you. And she's like, well, I'm moving. I said, I see you're moving. She said, I'm moving out of this area. She said, I was with this guy for 8 years. She said the last 2 years we had bought a house. Sound familiar? Spent 2 years fixing it up. And the whole time he's let me fix this house up. He's with somebody else that I didn't know about. I'm asleep. She said I was asleep in bed. He come home. I found out he had went to a strip club. Punched me in my face in my sleep. Broke my nose in 3 different places. I called the police. He got arrested. He got off with a $500 fine. And I have $10,000 worth of surgery I have to have on my face. She said some of the law enforcement was laughing at me. She's beautiful, too. Even with a broken nose, you couldn't hardly tell it's broke. There's some red marks and stuff. I'm sure it was a mess when he first did it. She said they were actually laughing at me. She said my dad's a U.S. Marshal. And I'm military. And he still got away with it. They talk about how they're pro. They put these people in jail for domestic violence. They let him walk. And I was asleep, and he broke my nose in 3 places. I didn't even know about the other girl until she showed up, because he had to go to trial, and I got a $500 fine. And here he'd been at a strip club. I said, well, those strippers are the human traffickers. I know that. I said, they're the drug dealers, the drug traders. I know that. I said, they have those men come home and beat on their women. She said, I realize that. She said, and since then, I've tried to go out for drinks twice, and both times got roofied. Last time I ended up in the hospital, and I don't remember anything past the first drink. And what happened to me that whole night? I said, well, you're sleepwalking with Rufi. She's like, I found that out. And she said, the other night, I have no memory of nothing. And I said, well, they have connections into everywhere. She said, I already realized that. And with the law enforcement laughing at me, I'm moving out of here for safety. I'll move to Southern Ohio. She said, because it was disgusting what happened to me. Stop that. I go to work. My phone's tapped. They sold the login. We all work for the King for Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. Well, who's a king from Texas? He's a federal king. U.S. military. Translator. Iraqi. Went into dark web malware. Hacker. And fentanyl king. That's where the women in the Muslim hijabs, the Middle Eastern men, that was one of the drug lords. They said the other ones are Russian. Okay? Told you how to get a hold of the guy, and probably knew who he was. Okay? Alright, and that's where they asked me if I knew of the guy that was 50-ish, tall, thin, whitish blonde hair, clean cut, expensive dress, expensive shirt with the sleeves rolled up. I'm like, yes. The guy acted like he was gonna have a heart attack. You've seen him several times. Then keeps grabbing his chest. I was like, are you okay? He's like, you don't realize who that was. I'm like, so are you okay? I've had serial killers around me. And I found out if that wasn't the drug lord, he looks close enough to me, scared everybody. See what I mean? Like they said in camp, we all seen him around there. Okay, so yesterday in North Canton, because they sold a login, teenagers were outside talking. No one's to ever say a word to her. Law enforcement made fun of that girl for that guy breaking her nose in her sleep. He only got a fine. And she had to move out of this area to be safe. And we all know that they made up Pete. And they made up everything. And nobody helped her. None of this is funny. And this is not the way it's supposed to be. No, it's not. 14th Amendment, you can't withhold protection. It's illegal. Can't take somebody's money without due process of the law either. First Amendment, can't ask somebody to stay quiet, it takes a judge. Fourth Amendment, you can't be in somebody's house. Except for protected light cases with statements. It's entrapment if they do it. Otherwise, it's stalking tapes. Dave hired Pete on his own. Pete is Alex in a beard. And, you know, during the case, somebody said that some guy was trying to prove that the law enforcement was crooked by making it public. And that's why he was doing it. They framed Judge Timothy Ludick, Judge Stephen, and a real retired Judge Pete. Where on March 20th, 24, Walmart 62, they bragged that they made up Pete. And they were laughing that they made up everything on me to get away with this, including Pete. Well, Judge Timothy Ludick, he walked around him in a beard, in a robe, and looked like a little white Santa Claus walking around like a penguin on 9/18/19. He's seen him. So did Seth Arco. So did the police in there, and then my ex-husband's attorney. Should have seen him too. He should have seen him too. He was walking around the back rooms of the courthouse, waddling. I found out they were getting in the back of places telling people they were there to protect me. Stop that. You don't have a badge, you don't get in anywhere. Right. And making that judge laugh, and then told everybody they were friends. And he was letting them get away with crimes. And they asked him, they've showed up in the last month. They wanted a reliable witness. We went to that judge. He's seen him. He didn't know who he was. And here they're telling everybody they're friends. He's letting them get away with crimes. That's where other people have showed up. We clean flat out and asked that judge. He said it made him sick to his stomach. And these people used his name to get away with crimes. And, he had seen that guy. He didn't know who he was. And the thought I was sitting in his courtroom and I didn't say a word. And my ex-husband hired those evil people to do those crimes to me. And him using his name to get away with it made him sick. Called them evil people. How many times have they told everybody it's a drug scam? January 13th, 22. How many times have my friend that used to work at the prosecutor's office, it's a fraud scheme, where they admitted that they made everything up, including Pete. Problem of it is, they took the mean teenage stunt of Roofie confessions, photoshopping and washing, and the stalking tapes done by the drug cartel. See, I kept thinking, well, who did they put in jail? Because first they kept saying Judge Stephen did it. Then they said Judge Timothy Ludick, okay? And retired Judge Pete, they were helping him. Well, the real retired Judge Pete would have been 75, 80. They asked that family, they didn't know anything about it, okay? And they were framing Ludick. I thought, who the hell did you put in jail? 17 and 18 drug cartels between Ravenna and Canton. 12 to 17 guys, heavy sentences. Then there was another big drug bust up there in the drug cartel where they said they were using me as a pawn to get away with this. It's also, they were human trafficking people out of this area, and people were so stupid. You thought we were in the back hills of another state and you can't see anybody and no education. These people are like the stupidest hillbillies in the world, and we live in a nice size area with good schools and good education, and they know better. You can't be in somebody's home. You can't drug somebody, and everybody knows everything to be photoshopped from words to sentences, and roofies are sleepwalking. Everybody knows that, and people run around laughing at me for being, like they said, they make fun of her. She's a human trafficking victim. They're scamming. Officer Mark, August 22nd of 2023, I told everybody, or told this lady real loud for everybody to hear, that even my ex-husband defended me, and nobody's ever talked to me, and it's documented. I was framed by the drug cartel. Framed. He told June of 19, North Canton Jackson Police, the worst thing you ever did wrong, honey, is bend over, and probably we can wipe that one out. They only seen the back of my knees. They verified it. Some old man showed up in Walmart. I woke up with another mark on me. Tried to say he had sodium pentothal reports, and he had drugged me and told me to say wrong nightgown and Toshile. Dave debunked it that they only seen the back of my knees. See what I mean? It's a big drug scam. Big drug scam. Now, just that's where at doctors, that's where at Altman Hospital, I'll take that back. Altman Hospital emergency room, December 30th, 23. December 30th, 23. They're outside my client's room, December 30th, 23. They had a man impersonate a doctor from Altman Hospital, selling my information. No one's allowed to talk to him. It's just some guy saying he's from Altman Hospital. The hospital could get sued. I mean, they'd be a millionaire. HIPAA violations. You guys all know better than that. They'd have to arrest him. And then they talk about the medication errors that made me sick before, and no one's to back. People ripping people's insurance and lying so bad that they say they have brain tumors and there's nothing wrong with this person, and it's making the medicine's making them sick, and no one's to ever back medical malpractice and medication errors, and even the police know it. That's where even Officer Mark on August 22nd, 2023, outside calls, not only did he tell him I was framed by the drug cartel, he told that lady that it was a medication error that made me sick before, and somebody else used my insurance. See, all the police know I'm framed by the drug cartel. But these people are so, I don't know if they've done so many drugs that spray the brain. They don't understand they already get the jig's up. And it's been up since, like they said it wasn't funny, they said they had sodium pentothal reports. Just like in January of 2024, out in Alliance, at night outside Texas Roadhouse. He was outside of there. He was yelling. He said, you know, the case first started, we found out her ex-husband was keeping her so drugged up. They were drug beating, raping her, and she didn't know what was happening to her. And they said it was some judge up there messed up in the drug cartel, human trafficking people, and they wanted his connections and told all of us to stay out of it. Here they've been framing those judges. And it's a drug cartel getting even with them. That agent admitted that he talked to everyone before me, made fun of me for Pete framing me and how I didn't know. No, I didn't know, and Pete's Alex. They made fun of FBI agent John June 7th, 23, that in Walmart 62 sold videos of it, of them pulling him. Dared the FBI to fix it July 9th, 23 in Trinity Hospital. They actually dared him. They have made fun of them up in Akron. The other one, the public mocking of FBI agent John was Walmart 62. The sheriffs have the video of them mocking him. Eric made fun of everybody November 18th, 22. June 30th, 23. They said he had went to a party and publicly mocked everyone. And then they made fun of you guys on March 20th, 24, that they even made up Pete. They made up everything to get away with this. And everything on me. They have told you that since by January 19th that they photoshopped all their lies and made everything up on me, and they had only drugged everything in. See, the police always knew it was framed by the drug cartel. And that agent, like the police, the prosecutor's office, and a criminal attorney, that agent don't have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet. He's only a hired police officer. He's only bullying you. He stole my money. He confessed December 14th, 23, 4:45 p.m. Walked out of McDonald's North Main and with a lady and a little kid that he was in it with Dave and stole my money. So he wants to say he was in it to frame the Portage County Sheriffs and the Portage County judges for the drug cartel. He's the one verified that he was the one up at Pamers telling on me where I told him someone told on me. It was him. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. This is Alex. It's a white-haired guy with his hair parted on the side. If you want a video of him in a protected custody case, 12, should be 12/21/18. I'm stabbed in the neck and bashed in the back of the head. It feels like a ball-peen hammer. I stutter when I get upset. I'm lucky I'm not brain damaged. He's the one that bragged that he left his come-on-day stressor on January 4th, 19. That he was the one holding me down. He's the one that was with that guy that said he was a big Karen fan. And I'd say May to August of 19, he was medium gray truck, Florida human trafficker. They slammed on brakes in Louisville. I was the only one in the parking lot of the laundromat. Hey Alex, there she is. He said, my girlfriend's got a nice ass. It's great having a girlfriend that you don't have to do anything for. I didn't even know his name until that guy yelled it out. He's just some man that was showing up around my family bringing, he was hurting me. And then on the day of my divorce, 9/18/19, looked like him in a beard and a Santa beard and a wig and a robe. It was him. I think that's Michelle's brother. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and upload this because they look the same.